A very pleasant Thursday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. I want to say a very pleasant morning to you, Richie B, and the Up and Go crew. You have yourselves a wonderful day. And of course, thank you to all of you who make this happen. That's our listeners. Thank you very much for listening and viewing and joining us all. Thank you very much. And a very special morning to the Untangle team. Okay, so it's now time for a conversation with Petrina. Good morning, Petrina.
Hi, good morning, Miss Kelly.
Oh,
I'm so fanning out right now.
yes, I am looking at you on the monitor, so I get an idea of how you look. So, how you do?
I am doing fine enough. How about yourself?
I am doing very well, and thank you very much for asking. So, we hear that you are an entrepreneur and you independently run an online store. But before we go into the online store, we just want to find out a little bit more about Petrina. Tell us about where you're from, how you started, early days.
Well, Petrina, I am a fun-loving person, very outgoing, life of the party. I am from the humble beginnings of Chisholm Avenue. I relocated to Portmore and I started my mini empire growing on, Suava Styles. I'm a mommy and I'm a creative individual. I love the outdoors. I just love life itself and I try to live to the best of my ability every day.
I love that. And I love how you're building your mini empire because, whatever it is that you're doing, it don't have to be as 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 story building, but it's your empire. So I'm really very happy about how you put that you're building your mini empire. So before you got to this stage, tell us what was happening before you reached the stage of independently running an online store.
Well, I got here from the mere fact that my belief is everybody knows Amazon, right? I knew that Amazon started in a garage. And for me, my business started from a simple click on Instagram. As I said before, I am a mommy, and hardship took me at a very young age, and I had was to build myself from there. In starting, I literally started with nothing, just a dream and an idea. I had it from when I was working at the BPO industry. Everybody who's worked in the call center industry knows just how tedious it can be. Yes, it's forthcoming as it regards to finances, but mentally it takes a lot from you. And as a young mother, it takes a lot from you being active and present in your child's life. And that's something that I always wanted because I didn't have that growing up.
Wonderful. I hear you. So how old is your is a daughter?
No, I have two boys. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 3-year-old.
Ooh, that's quite a challenge because I know you're a young person. So so
Yes.
so you always working when you had these children, or was there a time when you weren't working?
I've always been working since age of 18, but I lost my job in 2020. And in that time, there was literally nothing to do. COVID was fresh. You couldn't get a job, even if you wanted to.
And
The
people were
only
losing jobs at the call centers, left, right, and center.
There you go. So there's literally no turnover for jobs at that time. Even the only thing you could probably do is go next door and tell a neighbor if him want you trim him grass.
Did
But there
you?
is nothing. Well, I didn't do that, but I did one better. I started by buying ground provisions from somebody who had a van nearby me, and I would provide it to persons who were close by. They give you like a $50 or $100, but that really couldn't do nothing.
Well, hold on a
So
little
the,
bit.
I
No, hold on a little bit, Petrino. So you bought ground provision, and where you sold it from?
I bought it in Portmore and I sold it in Portmore, but it was less than selling stuff, but more so of carrying and convening because I'm a fun-loving person as it regards to the elderly. So many persons couldn't go out in that time. And you remember,
Oh,
well, we couldn't go out based on the last name and all of that. I did that
yes.
for persons within my community.
That's a good idea. Excellent idea. How that came to you?
Well, that came to me for the mere fact that I had a neighbor, her name is Miss Norma, and she really couldn't go anywhere. She had a foot injury and she's up in age. She really couldn't do anything for herself. And I was like, all right, I'm young, I have things going. I'll just do it for her because I didn't have anything doing per se at the time.
Bless you.
But my job idea or my mini empire, as I call it, literally started from an idea. I was on Instagram and I was there browsing through, and then I saw this school bag and I was like, but I've seen this bag somewhere. Where have I seen this? And I, tracked back in my mind. And I said, but I saw this downtown. And the person was selling it for $4,500. And I saw it downtown for $500.
Oh.
And I was like, but if they can do this, I can do it and I can do it better.
Cheaper.
Way cheaper. So I was like, all right, let's try it. Mind you, I was down to a pack of Alaska and a tin of cereal for my child at the time. So there was literally nothing to do, nothing to turn to. And I was like, all right, how am I going to do this? I can't buy the item and take it. I have no one to turn to. My parents or my mother depends on me and family depends on me. I was like, all right, I have an account. I work for Amazon. And that's where the idea pitched in, where you literally pay for the goods before you get it. And then I read up about pre-order, and then I learned about how it works. My first 2 orders didn't go through because, Jamaicans were very skeptical. We don't want to put money out there. We don't know how it's going to go.
Right.
So I was like, all right, here, I do you one better. You pay 25% upfront. And when I come and deliver it, you pay for your delivery and you pay the other 75%. And I got to one person and she was like, all right, no problem. She was an inner city person just as myself. And when I went there, I really didn't have the heart to sell her for the 4,500 because I'm like, Jim, this is a mommy like me struggling.
Yeah.
So I went and
what you sold her?
I sold her a school bag.
The same school bag. Okay.
Yes, but
so much you sell it for?
2,500.
Three?
Remember. 2,500.
Oh, 2. Oh, okay, that's good.
And remember, I bought it for 500.
Yes, that's
so
a big profit too.
All right. So I was like, all right, what we're going to know. But luckily for me, throughout my career path, I have different exposure. I'm growing up, I had different exposure of business. And I said, all right, what we can do now is we have $1,500, we can take $1,500 and buy 3 more bags.
Wow.
But in going downtown, I went into Woolworth and they were doing, because of COVID and stuff, they were selling out everything for back to school. And they sell the lunch bottles and the little lunch plates. And everybody must have experienced this growing up at some point or another. And I was like, but the bags don't come with this. If I put these into the bag, I can go ahead and sell these bags for 4,500. And then I bought a notebook and a pencil and I put in the bag and I sold it as a package.
Nice.
And within a month, I made $80,000 from $1,500.
So how you got the people to start to really believe in you and trust you?
In my own promotion. One, wherever I go, I think Vaughn can attest to it. To this day, wherever I go, I am my own promoter. I really started getting customers involved because many persons, as I said before, did not want to do, bank transfer and then you go out with them money. They don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
What I started doing is I took their phone numbers rather than telling them, you can get it for this. I said, listen, send me your contact details, send me a location, and we're running a promotion. You'll get 30% off the order. Once I call that person, the same way I'm speaking to you, my personality goes through the phone. My personality takes me everywhere, and any door that has ever been closed for me, my personality has opened that.
Yes.
So what happened was my personality just kicked down the doors of many, and to this day, I have persons who are buying clothes from me now and know me starting from school bag days.
All right, so let's talk about moving from school bag and filling the school bag with little goodies that you can charge a little extra to clothes that you consider to be affordable. How did it get there?
Again, COVID played a major role in my up and coming business. So when school bags were out and Mr. Holness decided that, you know what, we can't go out because COVID is so widespread, everybody's going to be, at home. I was like, all right, Jesus, this means that nothing more can go on for the bag thing, man. So what me can do now, man? Christmas not there nearby, so you say I go sell curtain and sheet. So what me I got to know? And I'm like, all right. So I just went downtown. I had like $15,000 with me, and I went downtown and I saw some little, the camisoles, and then I saw some little shorts, and then I saw bed clippers, and then I said, all right, comfy hoses home set. And then I started there. I started selling underwear. I started selling tights, the little bloomers and the little marinas that go under the uniform.
So you started
And
doing
then,
this online?
and that it just blew up. I can't tell you how the rest of it got. It just propelled into this.
So hold on a little bit now, Petrina. Did you find that the kind of people who buy them something, no disrespect, but just facts, they are prepared to go online to buy it rather than go downtown?
I tell you this, and I tell every young person, there are 8 stores you can go on Orange Street, and you can get socks from any 8 stores. Same price, different price, but they're all there, and they're all selling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Persons will buy from you online because we are visual persons. We're humans, we're visual, we're shopping. So when you go online and you see on Amazon, right? You buy from Amazon, but you're not sure how it's going to fit. I bought myself a mannequin. I bought myself a nice little format. I put my sets out, took my photos, get nice photos online, and then when persons contact with me and say, hey, I want to buy this, I said, before you purchase it, what's your size?
Mm-hmm.
When you go downtown, they're not going to do that. It's a service that you provide that helps to bring in customers and keep customer retention.
So suppose the clothes, that's beautiful. These are some of the clothes that you buy and sell? That I'm
Yes.
seeing. So suppose the clothes don't fit. Do you have a place where them can carry it back and get another one?
Well, if you order something and it doesn't fit, immediately after you place an order, you're sent a survey. Mm-hmm. Your survey allows me to know what's happening with the order. If there is an issue, an exchange is done the next day. You don't have to go anywhere. I come to you. Once you're within Kingston, Portmore, or St. Catherine, I come to you. I get it started out. And that's another thing that hence the reason why I have a lot of followers and I have a lot of customers that stays with me. Right. And I tell you this, you have persons in the you call it, the Beverly Hills of Jamaica, that buys from me. And these are persons who can go and buy elsewhere.
Nice.
These are persons who can shop online themselves. But it comes down to this. It comes down to you as a person,
yes,
the way you present your business, and the way how professional and friendly and customer approachable you are.
Absolutely.
And that's what a lot of businesses are failing in.
Right. That's true. And can I just say something to Petrina? I'm looking at the clothes that you sell. It also has a lot to do with your own personal taste because you're selling beautiful stuff. So let's talk about the affordability of some of these pieces.
Well, the affordability comes down to the customers. I know persons always say customers aren't always right, but without customers, how do we have business? So what I do is before I put a batch out, I will take a survey and I'll say, hey guys, are you interested in this? And no, I don't just cater to the little, dancehall person. I have something for everybody. Any event you want to go, anywhere you want to be, you can come right on by. And trust me, it doesn't hurt to ask questions. I have visual pictures ready and available. And I just wanted to touch back on your prior question. How I separate myself from others, it's my customers because they speak for themselves. If you go on my page, you will see my customers' review. You'll see my customers in their outfits that they have purchased, and they can tell you the level of services that they receive when they come here.
You go, girl. 28, and all of this was born out of adversity. During COVID time when nobody never have nothing. This. Can you believe that? Some of those clothes that I'm looking at, they are absolutely beautiful. So hold on now, look a bit now. Because them affordable, but them don't look cheap because two different something that affordable and cheap are two totally different.
There you go. Quality.
Yes, so it looks very nice. It don't look cheap. So the people who you buy this from is still downtown?
No, I don't stick downtown now. What I try to do is, if you go on right now, COVID did the same idea I got from COVID. 100 different persons got it.
Exactly.
So what most persons do now is when you look on their page, everybody have the same thing. It's uniform. I bought myself a sewing machine. Some of the stuff I purchased downtown, yes, because again, I'm not one of those top stores where you can buy in bulk 1,000,000, 100 pieces, and they go. But for me, what I do is I have my stores downtown, I have my online stores, and what I'm working on is creating a little booklets or e-booklets for persons online who want to shop overseas. So when I just started and I saw some nice things and I said, all right, let me go on these people's page and ask them, where can I get these things? They were so tight-lipped about the information, and I'm like, I understand as it regards to research and so forth, but you're a small business coming up. You can say, all right, then I can recommend one store, and you try. Many persons didn't do that, so I'm remembering from when I just started, and I'm giving somebody else that opportunity soon. So most of my stores, yes, I do order online. Yes, I order downtown, and some of the pieces I'm learning to make.
This one keeps coming up. This outfit keeps coming up. That stripe one with the kind of pastel looking colors. That's absolutely beautiful. Which part you get like all that though? Like a kind of jumper type thing.
I got that one overseas.
Okay.
And what many persons don't do, right? They don't research. Everybody wants things to come to them easily. I work 2 jobs. This is my main job, and I have a part-time job. I go to my bed at 1 and I get up at 4.
Every day or most
Every
days?
day.
Every day, Petrina?
Every day. With 2 children.
With 2 children. So say at some point you're going to have to calm down a little bit and spend some time with the children.
Oh no, I make time for my kids.
You do?
Between the hours of 5 to 7, most days, not all days, because sometimes you're going to be busy. That's their time.
Right.
On Sundays, you can't get me talking nothing about business other than just answering general questions. It's their time. We have our movie days.
Love that.
We have our outings.
Love that. Hello?
I'm here with you.
Yes. I always tell my friends who are your age and a little older that now is the time, Now is the time for bleach. Now is the time, because when you reach certain age, by the like you see Richie falls asleep. By the time you reach certain age, you can't do them something there.
And I tell you this. Give me half the knowledge I have now 4 years ago.
Yes.
We probably would not be talking over the phone. I probably would be sitting beside you just now.
Yes, you would have your little ride and you'd have come to and with a chat. Something, you are such an inspiration. You are such an inspiration. And to know that you have not 1, but 2 children, who motivates you? Are your children your motivation?
To be very honest with you, my children are my motivation. How I grew up is my motivation, and persons coming behind me is my motivation. I went to Mona High School, and one of the things that we were never taught is that you can be something outside of being a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant. Nobody ever told us that, there's more to life than just jacket and tie.
Seems so.
Nobody believed in me when I started. Nobody.
Something, that's very unfortunate because of how the world is going now. Your creativity, what you have naturally, what the Almighty gave you naturally, is how most people are making their living now, And that has a lot to do with creativity.
Yes, it does. And it also has a lot to do with you as a person wanting better for yourself. Absolutely. I got up looking at my surrounding and saying, I was living on my mother's floor for 1 year and 3 months when I started this.
Yeah. I'm sure you're independent now.
I'm in a fully furnished 2-bedroom right now, but I'm just saying I was working. I was going to work every day. I was doing a 9 to 5. I was doing what I was taught.
Yeah.
I was doing what was the norm, what was expected of me, what was accepted by society. When I started, a little girl, I never forgot, a little girl in Harpertree say, yeah, Igla like me. And I said, no. If you ask my 7-year-old no, he will tell you no. My mother is an entrepreneur. She has an online store.
That's right. You go, girl.
You speak about your business is what becomes of your business.
Look here. Time run out, but me and you could have talked from now till the morning. Last word, Petrina. Based on all that you have been through, based on all that you know now, what would you say to someone, particularly another woman like yourself, particularly another young woman like yourself, especially one with children? What would you say to her now as inspiration?
I would say to her or him, it doesn't stop there. Many persons start from nothing. Many people come from something and never accomplish nothing.
True.
What you accomplish is what you want to accomplish. You have to be the change that you want to see. You have to push in the work to get the results. You have to be persistent. You must know that there is a greater life, a better life than what it is that you're experiencing. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary, and every aspect of life that we go through is something to help us to build. It's something to teach us and educate us for our next chapter in life. So you keep on being persistent. You keep raising the barrier and never ever settle for what is available now, because greater is in the tomorrow.
Absolutely. Your present position does not mean that this is going to be your permanent position. That is so true. You know, I would love to talk to you 3 years' time.
Trust me, you will.
I would just love to have a conversation with you 3 years' time for you to just tell us all that has been happening with the business and how far that business has reached. Congratulations, my girl. Continue to do well, continue to strive, and continue to let nothing or no one define you.
Most certainly will, and Suavo Styles will be a household name by the time you know it.
I believe you. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you so much for your time.
Most welcome. So we're meeting some absolutely wonderful Jamaican people, and it happens right here on Untengled on the Bridge 99 FM. So this is an individual who my producer didn't know, who him just buck up in her and said, oh, I forgot to ask her about her followers and details, but we have it, right? So I'm going to ask Vaughn to, oh, that's it. Okay, all right. So it's on... It's on Instagram. What kind of style?
Suavo style.
How you spell it? Oh, Suavo. See it there? Okay. So it's SUAVOOSTYLZ. That's Suavo Styles. That's her Instagram page. And that's where you go to actually the business, everything there. All right. Wonderful. You know, we're meeting some wonderful Jamaican people, and I'm very happy that we're doing this, because oftentimes when we, you know, we listen to the news, sometimes when we think about the people who the media choose to highlight, is either criminal or, you know, idiot. But, you know, it's very important for us to get people like these to the fore to inspire others. We really have to be choosing people who inspire others. It's just as simple as that. So, Petrina, good going, girl. We're going to take a break. Soon come.
Good afternoon, Mama Kelly.
Good afternoon, Beauregard. How are you?
I'm doing lovely today. How's everything with you?
I am doing wonderful too. Give God thanks.
Definitely, each and every time. You know, I was on my way into the studio a few moments ago, and I was listening to. I caught the last part of your interview with the young lady, the entrepreneur that was
right.
You were talking
Petrina.
to. Yeah, Petrina.
Yes.
I really and truly have to big her up.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, the things that she was talking about, and you know, just overall, she said something about, you know, and the people that inspires her, the people who comes after her.
Right,
That's
right.
That was one of the big things that really touched me, you know.
Wonderful.
Know that she's thinking of those coming after her.
You know something, Beauregard? We've been talking to some interesting Jamaican people, and most of them are young people, and you know, I really appreciate these conversations with these young people, because oftentimes we get the worst of us in the media, and we don't really look for the best of us. Well, we've been looking for the best of us, and you know, the wonderful thing, we have been finding them.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
And you even said something about being independent, you know, encouraging the kids to be independent from they're young, and letting them know that, you know, they can actually make it in life. There are different journeys in which everybody takes, and you know, we all get to where we want to be, but our journey is definitely different.
Absolutely.
You know, so like you say, when your mother see you sit down on the couch, she now have to cuss you or
go look walk. No, you know what I mean? Because, no, you have some people, you know, them sit down on them mother couch for years, and the one time the mother get the courage to say, young man, you can't come, oh, they're a pure fighter, you get to know it's a pure fight. You forget fight.
Yeah. You know, there's nothing a Caribbean parents hate more than to see them kids are relaxed.
No, stop.
So
No. Relax, man, for them, coach.
You can't find nothing around the house.
A serious thing, you know. A serious thing. But you see, me understand if the child is more than 18 or 17 up, you have to find something for do, man.
Yeah, man, true.
No, man, you see, you can relax, you know, but you do it by your coach.
Yeah, man, your parents say, nobody don't want to do nothing in this house.
All are guilty of that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Indeed.
So what go on your side?
Our side, Mama Kelly, we are watching what's going on in your side.
What?
We got the news this morning that legendary commentator Chris Harmon passed away.
Chris, we didn't hear that one.
Yes, we were told that he passed away. You know, that news was put out. Let me find the actual story.
We heard about Barbara Glue. I didn't hear that one, Richie.
Yes.
I heard about Barbara Gluden and we spoke about Barbara Chris. Man. Oh my goodness. That one really mushed me up.
Yeah, man. I remember as a youth, you know, because my father, I'm not sure if I told you this. My father also, you know, was into commentating. His name is Donald Thompson. Not for the old time Jamaican man them supposed to know his voice or know his name. You know, he used to commentate at Cayman Park as well, along with, you know, Lindy Delapenny and Chris Harmon and
oh my
others.
Goodness.
You know, so yeah.
That one really is, you know, I'm so sorry to hear and sending out condolences have now become something that we do just too often. You know? Barbara Gluden, yes, and we really need to remind our listeners too that today, is it today? Yes. April 12th, today is the 12th of April, right? Bonnie Diamond
of May
is going to be laid to rest at the Boulevard Baptist Church. So that should be perhaps in progress or finished by now. And then his brethren, that which is Donald Shaw, is going to be laid, that's Tabby Diamond, is going to be laid to rest. It says May 20 at the Waltham Park New Testament Church of God. So we're burying a lot of our veterans, and you know something, Beauregard, something that myself and my family and friends have been talking about, especially for the past 3 years, is just a strong reminder that on earth we don't come to stay, you know.
No, we don't. Life is very short, you know, in the blink of an eye.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
You spend your young years trying to think of getting older. Like when we are kids, we say, I can't wait till I get big. You know, and then that happens and you look back at it and it's just a blink.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
man.
true.
Yeah,
So
man.
true. By the time you get big, you're God.
True indeed.
And I tell you something, is if you're lucky, you'll get big.
And you know, I was having that same conversation with a friend of mine, and you know, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or put anybody in a certain mood when I say this, but when you reach a certain age, you start to basically do a countdown.
But that's a fact.
Yeah, like you ask yourself, how much more years do I have on this planet?
That is a fact, because you know, friends of mine and myself, we're looking at our age here now, and we have more behind us than we do in front of us. And these are just realities that if you don't face it, well, you know, it will face you.
True.
So it's just a fact.
True indeed. Life is precious.
Yep.
And we have to remind everybody that water is life. What's going on with the water in Jamaica, Mama Kelly?
Miss me dear sir. We there think all day. But no, what you know? No, let me rephrase that. We can't put out that a foreign. So, with the Jamaica, yesterday was so bad the whole day. But watch this now. Every time I watch the news, and I watch the news for hear if the top cycle, because we have a little bit of water, you know, them big water bucket there, and it a good on.
Yeah,
And it just enough we do the basics. You know, some of the things that we never have details, we don't have to talk on radio. But you know the details where you know so certain things have to go on. So we are using for those things we have to go on. So we
Yes.
did there watch the news, and then we hear say 11 o'clock last night now, them is going to come back to work. Me set my clock, you know. Me set, remember I said me have work for the come today, you know. Me set me clock for 11 o'clock and as 11 o'clock, me jump out and me sleep and go turn on the pipe. No water.
No water.
Let me tell you, me kiss every teeth when me have. Trust me. But me wake up, me go back go sleep because me done no bed already. So me go back go sleep. And then this morning now when me go into the bathroom, me cross every finger, me say Mosai, me can't take in no water thing. Anyway, we turn on the pipe now and me say water there.
Alright, good. Glad to see that situation is resolved as far as people in Jamaica getting water, but the situation still has to be resolved.
So there are people I understand that don't have any water, but the whole long story to tell you that most people have water.
Okay.
Yeah. So we kind of, the weather kind of funny here now. When I was coming over, we heard that we might have a lot of rain over the weekend. The forecast is showing that they were going to have rains. This is starting today. It was a little overcast. Not sure how it stay out the door here now because we're locked up in the studio, but we're supposed to have some rain this weekend.
Same here. The weather is lovely right now. We're in the 60s to 70s, and it should be that way tomorrow. But over the weekend, we might have some rain.
Right.
Here's an interesting. Go ahead, Mama.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was having a conversation with someone, and we just was having fun with this conversation, and I wanted to put it to you. If an artist was to run for Prime Minister of Jamaica in our next election, who do you think the people would vote for?
Bounty. No, which vibes got
I was gonna give you some options.
No, give me the
Bounty
option.
Killer, Bounty Killer is one of them.
Yeah.
Somebody said Vibes Cartel in the studio.
Yeah, I'm Romy.
Okay,
Romy
Vibes
just
Cartel
said-
is also one of them.
Okay.
Buju Banton is one of them.
Good, nice.
Berry Salmon is one of them.
Oh, I'm too sweet.
Marcia Griffiths.
No, Master,
We need that.
I can't bother.
Wait. Who do you think? Bounty Killer, Mama Kelly?
All right, it will be between.
Take a vote in the studio.
All right, Beauregard, so if we take a vote in the studio, you heard the list of artists that him say? When we know say Rome a Gaza Street. Rome say Gaza Street. Who you say, Van? Talk through this, sir. Talk fast, man. We have art die, darling. Richie, who you da vote for? All right, so me would have say Bounty.
So 2 for Bounty.
Me would have say Bounty. Van say Bounty. Richie say Bounty. and of course, Romeo and the Gaza man. Who you say, Cavell? Move. Tanya name never in there. Cavell, who you da vote for? Ovado. But Ovado name no call. So, it's really 3 for Bounty. You remember tell you why me say, but Butcher, we're going to vote for Butcher, but I can tell you the difference now with Bounty. You see Bounty now, Bounty hard, the people favorite. I am going...
Poor people governor.
Yes, the poor people governor. I are going with the governor. You see me?
But for the person that said Vibes Cartel, why?
Because him a Gaza straight.
Yeah, you said the whole of Jamaica don't vote for him.
He don't have no reason. He just love Vibes Cartel. So, who you would have voted for?
Me would have said Bounty too.
All right, so 4.
But I think when you look on the numbers, it would have really close with Bounty and Vibes Cartel.
Between Bounty and Vibes Cartel, I can imagine that. Because of the fan base thing. With Vibes Cartel is definitely straight fan base. Mm-hmm. Right? But you know, give me the general. Give me the 5-star general.
If we run the country.
Oh, you mean? He would run it fair.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's a good one, though. Well, that's a good. But you know something? God, back in the day, people that put muta in there, you know, but them not put muta in there this time, yeah. You see, dance all the thing there. This is a dance all the thing there. A straight dance all the thing there. That's a good one, though.
Yeah, man.
That one really crack us up. When you see, when we see, me love get all people, all the way to the studio. Kind of all the way different, you know. All the way have sometimes I play some tune and, you know, all the way have different tastes. So it's nice to know that so many of us in one space would have shared the same Prime Minister. So it would be a what? A 5-star general, you know, PNP of GLP. Oh, the party I could have gone. The party, we're not going to report that party. We're not going to report that party, they're boring, God. The party are not a nice nuisance.
Right. It's not an...
Anyway,
Oh,
we
man.
there set up
The
some
Alliance
nice
party.
Yeah, we say alliance. Alliance, we say. Yeah,
Oh,
man. We
man.
tie that up a PP. We're going to right up at the top of the alphabet now. We're going A, Alliance.
Start it again.
Anyway, we're setting up some artwork in the studio here now. So we're going to take a break. We have our guest. He's here, Delroy Millwood. He's an artist, and I'm sure you're going to appreciate some of the work and the conversations that we'll have around his work. All right, so we'll move forward. So we have live inside of the studio none other than Delroy Millwood, and we want to welcome you to the studio. Before we ask our questions, though, we want to welcome our listeners and viewers on the Irie Jam radio and our host, Bo Regard of the Corporate R. He will also be asking you questions, so he's my co-host. So we're both going to be asking you questions, and we also want to welcome those in the tri-state. Big respect to our Caribbean listeners, and of course those in the diaspora. So there we go. So that's your listenership. A lot of listeners, right? So, first question, for those who are unfamiliar with the name Delroy Millwood, tell us about yourself, your community, which part you come from, school, etc., etc.
Okay. Blessed and love. Give thanks, Mama. You know, what a pleasure to really sit beside the Queen.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Before me even go any further about myself, let me just tell you something where you, a little impact where you have on Delroy Millwood. You know, some of the toughest times when the crossroad them seems so hard, you know, your voice, Mama, is like when 10 o'clock forward is a therapy for me, you know, till 2. Yeah, man.
Give thanks, and thanks for saying
man,
that. Give thanks.
So yeah, man. So Delroy Millwood now is a you know, simple, humble ghetto youth. Now stop saying ghetto because you know, it's a crown, it's a treasure where people don't really see a great product of Jamaica, the ghetto, the back street, you know. So yeah, I represent the back street. You know, grew up in Spanish Town, born at Old Market Street.
You know, Market Street.
Yes, then to a part in a River Valley where they had the theater. You know, I don't remember the address at that age.
The theater not open again.
No, but the building is there.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Remember
and
coming
then,
from Jago High region.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Then to Hanover Street and then to Job's Lane.
So you're a real Spanish Town virgin.
Real Spanish Town virgin.
Yeah.
So Job's Lane now is where I grew up. And if I tell you the next thing now, so why I mention these names, I be offense, I beat no kind of mama.
It's a face a lick,
yeah, I tell you,
nice.
I tell you.
Love
because,
that.
Yeah, man. So grew up in Spanish Town, in some city, all age school, to Jose Marti, and you know, and that's where the whole thing come with the art, you know. Art for me, art really did find me, you know. It's like, me just I remember about that part, you know, of life. It's this interview today, you know, Mama, depends on your questions. More you have a gear upon the question then because
no, don't worry about my question. We just want
pump it up, you know.
You don't worry about my question then. Beauregard, you ask your one them, but we just want to find out more about. I tell him already, you know, our whole point is not even about us; it's about him.
Yeah.
True
All right,
indeed.
so Beauregard has a question. Beauregard, you know Addis Sound, right? Addis International, right?
Yes.
So Beauregard is one of the selectors, but he has a program on Irie Jam radio. So as the down-to-earth brethren just like yourself, so free up, man. Just feel free. We just have a reason.
Right.
See?
So as me I say, Beauregard, I got ask the question.
Yes, yeah, Beauregard
All right,
ask question.
right.
Greetings, brethren. Yeah, man, you can relax. Everything good, man. We just untangle some things with you, as according to Mama Kelly. You know it, go. Tell me, how did you realize that art was your calling?
Well, you see, from basic school, I can remember my teachers. I call my parents and I said, "This boy can draw. This boy can draw." Plus, back in some city, when me have my book for do the schoolwork at the front, you know, where you see at the back, I be a Ninja Turtle, Batman, all type of thing.
Yeah, draw.
Yeah, so it was clear, you know. It was clear. Every day was evidence that, you know, I was born to do this, you know. And there's
So
a
you
purpose behind it.
used to get in a trouble for it then?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
In
No
terms
of
of
trouble.
when you're in a school and them something there.
All right. You see, one of the trouble where one of the thing where we move me within the trouble still. Me used to as I used me to school, you know. It's so sad that at grade 4, because of a certain type of incident, you know, back at school where, you know, the reading day come and I could have read it about the teacher was a little bit aggressive because I'm kind of shy, you know. My little girlfriend, I write love letter to that. So I'm kind of shy now, so the way she deal with me.
You write letter to your girlfriend and what?
No man, that was bad. Me just actually the little girlfriend was there that we used to write love letter to.
Okay.
But knowing that she's there made me extra shy. But the thing is, the teacher just shame me so hard that when it come to Thursday, me there river, me there game shop, me now go to school. So one day when I look for the game shop now, my book, it's like me I walk and me see this little building and me see His Majesty painting. And I say Marcus Garvey painting, and I can't forget the name Irie Vibration. And when I peep in which part the game shop should be, you see like how your eyeball. this virgin name Mr. Pedley, Mr. Winston Pedley from Spanish Town, an art teacher.
Yeah.
I even see me and feel me, I make 4 scenes, so it's like me guilty. And it's like me I look upon him and just come in, which I didn't know that it was an art class going on there.
Okay.
Yes. So that I wanted to get in that trouble art, you know.
It was a good outcome.
Right, it was a great outcome.
Right.
Great outcome.
Okay, great. All right, so you also attended the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience and how did it fine-tune this natural ability that you have?
All right. Mr. Pedley now, as the man who found, you know, who helped me to grab onto this talent. He had a evening class named the Alkebulan Art Institute, you know. It's an evening class at the Spanish Town High School back then. I talk about the year 2000, 1999, 2000, you know. So from then now, I had this, you know, I had a basic, you know, understanding of art with my talent, you know, for me to remember all of this that is out there, you know, because it was there. So going to Edna now, that is where I decided that, you know what, the business of art, you have to study the business of art. And it's good to always, you know, get certified a certain way. So, you know, it was one of the most permanent art institutions in Jamaica. I just jump in. It was a 2-year continuous study because I'm a high school dropout, you know. Right.
Which high school?
Jose Marti.
Jose Marti,
Big up
okay.
Jose Marti and the Past Student Association. And we never go there. So there is some beautiful people with a next long story.
Me never used to go
Everything
there.
synchronizing up.
Yeah, man. I got my nephew into Jose Marti, and I never regretted a day of it. So it's a good school. Pick up yourself, Jose Marti.
Yes, man. Big up the alma mater, you know.
All right, so you left Jose Marti early,
Mm-hmm.
and then how you got into Edna Manley now?
All right. So, you see, my father, Mr. Alfred Millwood, is an angel, you know. So, with him now, Jose Marti, it was like, you know, where I'm from. I did young and I never know now to understand, you know, me that said the spirit whether I go road for make you turn out in gangsters. Because there's a type of thing going on, a type of trains that set up, you know, when I observe and say a part of my duty to help the youth them to break that chain. Because I broke that chain and I can understand it and can set the blueprint. Probably that's why, not even probably, I'm an artist, you know. So Jose Marti now, a bit of badness, not you know, like badness, but here what going on is just like the story with the river, everything just turned out with a plus. I want to tell you, say I did a Smile Jamaica interview, and the Past Student Association saw that interview and invite me. They had a raffle back in New York, so they want one of my paintings, you know, and we had a meeting. The president of the Past Student Association, the vice principal of the school, and me, you know, the CEO of, you know, Genetic Expressions. We not take have no title off everything. So
please.
all of us was in the conference room, well dressed and for the occasion. And I remember it was there they called my father when they was expelling me. That same conference room. that I sit around, you know, and we have such a relationship that I even go in devotion and speak to the youths, and you know, so much things that I'm wondering if you know, not wondering, I'm kind of understand the journey.
It just
For
makes
me,
sense.
it just makes sense.
I hear you. I hear you. Beauregard? Wow. Nice.
Yeah, man. True indeed. You know, they say the artist sees what others only catch a glimpse of. Tell us what really inspires your work. Where does the inspiration come from, or the vision?
Whoa, Gary. These are the questions I hunger for.
You love.
Let me stop it, yeah, man. All right, so, you see, on the journey now, I understand about different layers of dimensions, you know, and that is where, you know, my artwork come from. I after, you know, being tuning in to higher dimension that's there, you know, that the great prophet Marcus, and I mean, it's natural for me because just like the art just come out of me, there's so much things that I notice my people have been, you know, held down, you know, but I'm feeling some and I want to share it, you know, right? So coming from different dimensions, my brother, you know, higher dimensions, you know, yes.
What would you classify your work as? Like when you
As-
mention certain names, what would you classify your work as?
I see my work as scrolls that will last for different, you know, generations.
I
you know.
love that. I love
Yes.
that. You know, I see you as a revolutionary mind. I've always known that you have a revolutionary mind. And when we look at your art, we know indeed you have a revolutionary mind. My question to you is, when you have a thought, because we have many thoughts, which thought do you decide that you're going to immortalize on canvas?
On canvas.
Yes, on canvas.
Well, the ones that synchronize in my part, you know, because I want to tell you though, synchronicity, everything just played out. So, all right, for example, there's this great master teacher of mine called Achibeka, you know, Van Benjamin. And how I knew him, I woke up one morning and just have a whistling thought in my head, you know. I had a little Janine song singing and some other things, and I'm like observe, because I pay attention to the inner person, you know, because I'm a big follower of Christ's words when Christ said the kingdom of God is within. And, you know, down to the least among you can do all that I do and greater, you know. And these are the things. So I always pay attention. The art have took me to so many, you know, parts. But waking up with this whistling, you know, I went on YouTube, you know, and want to know about a Janai. I want to just listen to a Janai song while I'm cleaning up, spreading my bed, because I set my day, you know. So I saw an interview with this virgin, Aki Becker was there and Janai and a few more, and I was say, but more I say Janai, but who this man here, you know. But let me listen to what I say. And you see within about 3, 4, 5 sentences of what him say, it's like him say everything we did do in a one.
Von Benjamin from Midnight.
From Midnight, right? So I'm saying then again, me have an art exhibition come up, you know. I'm gonna give it a title and name because I have an annual art exhibition, you know, from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and it reached numbers. Seeing so, Von Benjamin just coming on the interview and just attack and me and say, oh, and you see with that now it just me know say something great about to happen because me used to the synchronicity and me understand the language.
Yeah.
So me just start work with it. And me start listening to some song them and me I said, Jano, me never start listening to music yet.
Oh my God.
Because this man let me understand why David was a singer. Why we hear the Psalms in the Bible and not knowing their songs. That is how this man
Deep.
sing.
Yeah.
Right. So I come up with a painting by the name of Roll Call. It's not here now, I'm just sorry it wouldn't be here. But while we're talking, Mr. Gio from in North Carolina is supposed to looking at his wall and rubbing down the the roll call painting, which he cherished so much.
You sold him.
I sold him, but I needed that funds and everything. It's a prior answer where me I say, all right, me need some funds, and you know, so with waking up with him and it direct me to the roll call painting. I did that painting, and the Virgin seat, and for that period, it was a crown I wear. Within price, I can't say it because I'm not mind. I'm not mind too. Yeah, me get $5,000 for it, mama. The man
nice,
say, me
man.
post it, and the man say, yo, if you ever sell a painting, then let me know. But she told me never want to sell because I love it. Me, I said, I put a big price for it.
To offend that he wouldn't buy it.
When the man said, oh, so my
Wow.
good friend, not even friend, patron.
Nice.
Right? So the painting, me even can go deeper and deeper. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah,
but
it
everything
does.
does synchronize for me.
Yes.
You know? Yes.
Synchronicity is what you really pay attention to. So I get you. It answers my question very much. So, all right. So there's a series that you did, and it's Delroy Paints Jamaica.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that series and how it came up.
Well, it came up just like, the whistle about it. It's about me studying the business of art, Yes. And I'm a kind of observer. I'm an observer a lot, I'm very observant, Get kicked out of school at 11th grade, but me get enough basic, intelligence, The people them give me what me need, I just capitalize, I'm observe, all these CEO words. Me call myself a CEO before me even know what it mean. Because me say me like it. Who them on the pan TV with big time, them I see. I me just see myself, So when me try now mama and understand say, all right, the paint Jamaica now, me need some funds, because I may say art I go on, and me I say, all right, YouTube that me watch daily, and me see me say some me shy though. It's a shy youth, See, but me listen to myself. So me say, get up and do this. Me I go do it. See it. So me see say, all right, with a little videos, videoing with the art, and show them so much beautiful place in Jamaica. Me I say paint Jamaica, and then me hear of paint Jamaica, which is a good thing with the Kingston creatives, and then me just say Delroy paint Jamaica.
Okay, I got you.
And then me just start run the video with the inspiration. Say, all right, guess what I go on? Art with video, and teach the people about the places where we are go and thing, and it a go on good, mama.
So Paint Jamaica is really about finding well-known spots in Jamaica and painting it, representing
paint it. Find them anywhere they look a historical place. Them
like
there.
where?
Say we go. Our series 1 was King Street, Spanish Town. Me started out with my local phone, cause me I drive past, and the voice always say, "I stop here in Jamaica." So me I pass the place, and it's like me just have to stop. I'm going to pull over, take out my phone, and just say, all right, welcome to Paint Jamaica Series 1. And it just start flow. I see a lady I sell somebody at the club, like she know the place. So I say, you know about the place? And she start telling me. And Series 1, Irie. And then Series 2, Old Harbour. So Series 3 now, I just hire some professional youth, from the ghetto too, where the good video, and Series 3, start pop, pass 100K and all these things, and so with a Series 6 now, seeing so too much place in Jamaica
So
for the
much.
series them
Done.
But we are look now are just more sponsors for just come around and just say, this program is something where, because I not just paint Jamaica, I paint Africa, we are going to tour, because the work speaks for itself. Because at the end of these series, you'll get a beautiful painting, We go to the places, we select a nice picture with the help of the photographers, them, what I mean? And my vision. And we have a beautiful painting where, say, that had the value now, you know what I mean? So, I know nothing where we're not going to have value to it. So sponsors can just jump on board.
Got you.
Yes.
We're going to take a break. And then when we come forward, Beauregard will ask a question, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
So, if you've just joined us, we have live in studio Delroy Millwood. He's a fine artist, and he hails from the community of Spanish Town. He's a real, De La Vegan. A real Spanish Townian, right? So he's want to bless up the community of Spanish Town, and he went to the college of the Edna Manley College of Visual and Performing Arts, but but his talent is inborn, a natural talent. So we're joining Beauregard here now. You there, Beauregard?
Yes, Mama Kelly.
Go ahead with your question.
Tell us about the art exhibition. How has that been? What's the impact that has had on the youths of Jamaica that you have seen so far?
Which one? The one that I've kept over the
The
years?
one that's up to numbers now.
Okay, yeah, man. Let me tell you, man. The impact is phenomenal, because you see, the first time, one of the things I understand, one of the traps to set in the ghetto is the youth. Them we want to be like the elders. We want to be like where we see a go on. When we little bit and the done them, the man them from the corner say, yo, juvenile, when we all go to school, we feel light up. So we want that a mind trap. Me actually following that trap there. Want to be like them, you know. So me did understand, say, yo, listen, I gotta break that chain there, you know. Say my first Smile Jamaica interview, when the fence them beat the and we walk through my hometown and I say the little youth them and jump up and I say, me see you on TV. Me I say, yes, see chain that broke.
Yes.
So them I say
Yes.
you know, as
Yes.
you know, say, because I me say what you see you want be like.
Yeah.
So it's a chain and I say it was placed there, you know. So when me see you them rise up, you know, them gift and thing, come we break the chains together. So the art show them really impact. Genesis was great, the beginning of Delroy Millwood. I didn't even know some I have Exodus Leviticus. If you listen to Simone Clark at interview where she said I say I have the rest of me. I said, well, who to tell? And then me wake up with the bird of Exodus, this painting behind me, Marcus Garvey, right? Exodus, with Marcus in the Hall of Lalabella right there, and you know so much things about it, but it impact the youth them in so much great ways, and it have break some holy chains. Make the youth them see greatness. So
Speaking of the impact and what you see when you're painting, do you hold back, or you just go all out in terms of trying to get the message across, and some of the things where the youths them really and truly need to see and know that this is reality?
well, that is the thing, you know. Sometimes I ask myself, sometimes say, well, disappear, I go get disappear, you're too fiery. Right. But there goes when you're at that place, you know, that place where you understand why the great ones before you, you know, had that decision. You know, you have all people like Jonah. Jonah ever get thrown at the belly of the wheel, you know, when you get your duty and style like you want, you know. When I go through certain things personally when I can say, all right, I no hold back, I just do it like it's a one shot me get. One shot on the mic, and I have to just say what I have to say without even going back and say, me should I say, you know. So after going through them, look at something there, I say, oh, you know, hold back or go hard, no, I have to just do it like how I see it, because if I see it that way there, and I take off something, it's like me a fault of the thing.
Yeah, man, you shortchange yourself.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at some of the artwork now. Let us look at this one. Papa, you can lift up this one.
Sure.
So let's look at the work now, Beauregard. This one, what's the name of this one?
All right. This is the COVID type. No. All right, let me give you the real name of it. Not COVID type. I'm going to paint it already. This is called Back Against the Wall Part 1.
Okay,
Back
and let's talk about it. Very interesting piece. You know, Beauregard, one of the things I love with Delroy is his revolutionary mind. And, you know, him say fiery, and we say fiery too. And that we say too. So we could talk about Back Against the Wall.
All right, now. Back Against the Wall Part 1 is a painting that the vision I saw is where these people here called the COVID Task Force, they're dressed in their uniform, as you can see, modernized, but they're nothing but the same old knights who wear the Red Cross. Now, their job, they are responsible to hunt and arrest all those who are not vaccinated. Now, clearly, you can see the pastor here is being arrested by two of them because he's not vaccinated. The other day, some of my virgins them laugh me, and they laugh. I say, yo, you know, so we can say he might get locked up because he never had a mask. So yeah, you can see Granny now on the ground right. So see Granny Bible there, seeing on the ground Granny I got church, see the two agent. Good, me like how you help me with the words. Seeing one of them, you see this device here where you normally go and check your temperature. It don't want to take your temperature, right? The updated one can test if you're vaccinated or not. So Granny here, them not busy about Granny. Them not. seeing them done vaccine. So, nah, we don't do that like that. So them done the for them levels. See, the church here is on fire. On the camera see good. And the church is on fire.
Yeah, man, them a pick it up.
Seeing, showing, say, them no business, boat, no God, no religion. They're carrying out their jobs. Seeing, now here is a clear evidence of what's been going on. Seeing, so this painting speak history, you know, the Red Cross. It come down to the foundation of the Red Cross. Now, this is a brooch here, a brooch. The other day when the incident with George and, you know, I can't breathe, there was a picture came out with a white angel of his foot and a black slave neck. And it was so synchronized that brooch, that picture, our Governor General here in Jamaica wear it. So when the question, because I start research about it, and me here say when the question asks, why if you never see it, and him say him never know, and they might ask about it, and we know hear about nothing still. But anyway, the painting is here showing you that we are connected. It is you know, it's just for you to see that it's
all connected.
It's all connected. Now, I couldn't put, if you look good, there's a reptile. When I paint the white angel here, so you know, I'm if I put the slave there. Honestly, I couldn't put myself there.
Oh my goodness.
Is a see crocodile I put him foot pan, so
oh my
right,
goodness.
that's the power of art.
Yeah.
You know?
Your own interpretation.
Good. Back against the wall, part 1. You see, we never get to bring part 2.
That's all right. Part 1 is good enough. So this is the revolutionary mind that you have, that you put on canvas. And talking about immortalizing events, this certainly has immortalized the whole COVID process and how you see the whole process of COVID, the vaccination, the fact that there are agents that them don't care about no church or no person, none of them think that them just come for vaccinate. So this is what I mean when I say is a revolutionary mind that is being put on canvas. We're running out of time, but I can't run out of time before we talk about the Bob Marley Route 77 art exhibition. Tell us about that quickly and tell us everything.
Well, the Bob Marley Route 77 art showcase from February, you know, they send out the invitations, and artists, a lot of artists entered, and you know, also I did, and you know, it's so blessed and synchronized that a painting that I did, you know, it's at the museum now, you can view it. That's our next fiery painting. That painting is the painting that give me the most questions. Say, listen, you have to go do this. So that painting now, it's called How Long Shall They Kill Our Prophets? You know, so it's a paint. It show a brother standing, you know, with some target persons and pictures on the wall, including Bob Marley and most of the prophets them were, you know, assassinated. You know, so this man now is a sniper, and you know, he might wear a type of logo on him. You know, you have to look at that painting still. You can go view it at the
you know
museum.
that Vaughn, I sent it to Vaughn, but go ahead.
So that painting, it was so fiery that they have to choose it within the top 11. I didn't know that it was going to be 11 artists was going to be selected for this
exhibition.
Showcase scene, and I was amongst some of Jamaica's top great, you know, top artists.
Congrats.
Like Howard Moyoung, and you know, it synchronized in a way that, oh, me win this shirt and hat. They mark some question. I mean, like, who have their favorite moment of Bob? I may say, well, my favorite moment is when Bob Marley wore Mr. Siagahan and Mr. Manley and put together so. And then after I win the shirt, it's like they update me that the man that took that picture is Mr. Moyoung.
Oh,
There he is behind me.
Oh,
I have to
my
shake
goodness.
it. Synchronicity. So
Yeah.
I somewhere every day, it just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So how many people we want to say congrats, because there are many artists that entered, but only 11 were chosen.
Yes.
And you were among the 11. How that make you feel, one, and how it was to feel to know that you are among the people them that are called greats.
Hey, mama, it's synchronicity. You didn't know that while me and you was talking yesterday, mama. While me and you was talking, right? We when you send me the message of the direction on the camera, I just want to look at the time there. When I looked up, look at the time. I screenshot it.
The time is.
Look at the top right there.
Sure.
There. There it is.
It a go come up here, sir? Oh. Tell me the time because I don't see it. What time
I
is
wanted
it?
to see it one. Look good now. Don't zoom it or anything. Just look. You see the time up there?
No? Oh yeah.
What's that?
It's 11:11.
Good. When you send me the message that the direction, and I say, all right, mama, look at the time. I had to screenshot it. You know, 11:11. You know, that's a whole next interview to show you how
The significance.
synchronicity, everything was, you know, but the museum, I had to be there. It was this journey that I on. All I had to do was just be obedient, mama. Greatness sitting beside you right now. Greatness. I am so sure of it. Like,
You know, you've left us with this word synchronicity. And as far as I'm concerned, synchronicity is God at work.
that's why I'm so sure. I'm positive. You know, I had been obedient and I had, you know, made the sacrifices, and I see why, you know,
You're where you are.
I'm where I'm at, you know.
Beauregard, final, because we're coming out here now. Final words, Beauregard.
Yeah, man, I just want to bless up the artist and to let him know that he's doing a wonderful job, and to just keep it up.
Respect,
And
brother.
as long as you inspire the youths, them, then just keep on that path and just continue to do what you're doing, Bridget.
Yes,
brother,
wonderful,
Irie.
wonderful to have you here. And
Yeah,
probably
man.
we can just use a few last minutes that we have to zero in on some of the work that our listeners and our viewers particularly can see the kind of work that you do. Romy, always stay with that. We can just come in on some of the work that is inside here in the studio. We see the one with Marcus Garvey. We had a lovely conversation about Back Against the Wall, and I'm sure a lot of people will that will spark a lot of conversation. Back Against the Wall. And Delroy always saying, Mama, I want you to tell me if me can fire it. I mean, say, Delroy, a fire we say, no man. Fire it go on, no man. So that is Marcus Garvey, a picture, and he explained that. What
Yeah.
about this one?
I was just gonna ask, do you have a painting of His Majesty?
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know, these two painting was on the two side of His Majesty over my bed. His Majesty stay in the middle. I just decided to let that one stay. You know.
So who is this?
So this is my brethren Jamaica from Irish Pen. Big up Jamaica from Irish Pen. But here one now, he's posing as Moses.
That's who I see. I see Moses.
From my art exhibition, Exodus.
Okay,
you
I
know?
see Moses.
Right, the Black Moses.
All right. So, last question. What you looking forward to now? I know you've done the Bob Marley exhibition. You've done well there. You've done the paint across Jamaica. What you looking for now?
Well, I am going to continue my, remember, the biblical heart, because I have paintings that, you know, that's in my archives, you know. You will see them when I visit my archives, Mama.
Looking
You know,
forward
so
to
I have
that.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. These are art shows that I keep annually. This year is Joshua. So I'm coming up with a date this year for Joshua. So just look out for Joshua.
Looking forward to that. And he does portraits too, Beauregard. So that's something also. You can send a picture and him we just one of your favorite pictures and him we draw it and
Yeah,
them
man.
kind of way.
All right, no problem.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. This is my kind of interview, you know. Just give thanks to know that you're following your heart, you're following your
man.
spirit. Nicky Z comes up, say Nicky Z there.
Blessed Empress. Yeah, man. Can I even big up some
Take care,
youth
Mama
Spanish town
Kelly.
fast, Mama?
Eh?
I the time gone down.
Quick. Do
Yeah,
it,
man.
man.
All of the youth them from Rivoli Jungle, De La Vega, Thai Pen, Jubilee, and Irish Pen, Winter Pen. Me always go on like a greeting for Jamaica. And all about all of the youth them. Desiree Natural. Big up yourself.
Yes, give thanks. So I know to hear and I know to feel proud of Delroy, and trust me, we're going to continue to follow his work because we've been doing that. We feel that spirit there. I guess it's the spirit of synchronicity because we feel that spirit there. So this is how we say so long. Bless up yourself, Beauregard. Always a pleasure. Have a wonderful weekend, so Beauregard out. So it's now 1 o'clock and we're out because Nicky Z, the queen, is coming in. So, all right. So this is how we say so long. Bless up, and most high willing, we do it again on Tuesday.